You hear about the AI boom constantly, right? But today, we're going to look at what's really going on underneath the hood. We're pulling back the curtain on the digital world to see the massive physical machinery that's actually making it all happen. And we'll do it by looking at one key company, Vertiv, and its frankly incredible performance lately. All right, let's get into it. This quote from Vertiv's own executive chairman, Dave Coate, just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly sets the stage. What we're seeing isn't some short-term fad. Nope, this is a massive, long-term revolution. And right at the very heart of it all, data centers. So when you ask a chatbot a question or when a new AI model gets trained, what's actually happening? Well, it's all taking place inside a massive, power-hungry data center. And that is exactly where Vertiv lives. They build the guts of the operation, the absolutely critical power and cooling systems that keep these digital factories humming. Without this stuff, the AI boom just grinds to a halt. It's that simple. Now, if you want to see just how big this AI wave really is, you just have to look at Vertiv's latest numbers. They just posted a stunning, absolutely record-breaking quarter. And it's a direct result of the insane demand coming from artificial intelligence. So what does this AI boom actually look like in dollars and cents? Well, it looks like this. A 34% explosion in organic sales, year over year. I mean, that's not just regular growth. That is a massive flare, a signal of the incredible, almost frantic demand for the hardware that makes AI work. But you might be thinking, okay, huge sales are great, but are they actually making any money? And the answer is a big, loud yes. Their earnings per share shot up by 42%. So this isn't just about selling more stuff. It's about being incredibly profitable while doing it. And here is where the story gets really, really interesting. Check this out. Their book-to-bill ratio is 1.2. Now, what does that mean? It means for every dollar of product they shipped, they booked $1.20 in new orders. Their orders are literally coming in faster than they can fill them. That is one of the strongest signals you can get for future growth. And all of that crazy demand leads to this monster number, an $8.5 billion backlog. Just think about that. That's a giant pipeline of future business that's already signed, sealed, and delivered. The fact that this backlog itself grew by 21% tells you that this train is not slowing down, it's speeding up. And if we break it down by region, you can see this is a truly global story. The Americas are just on fire, leading the way with a mind-blowing 43% growth. Right behind is the Asia-Pacific region at 37%. Now, Europe's a bit slower, but the company fully expects that to pick up steam too. So what's the bottom line here? With all these fantastic numbers, Vertiv felt confident enough to raise their forecast for the entire year. And not just for one thing, for everything: sales, profit, and cash flow. That's a huge vote of confidence in their own execution and in the market itself. So the big question is, how? How is Vertiv in the perfect spot to capture all this growth? What is their secret sauce in this new age of AI? Well, to get that, we need to step inside the data center. Okay, so to really get what makes Vertiv special, we have to learn a little industry lingo. You've got two main parts to a data center. There's the gray space. Think of that as the building's engine room. It's all the heavy-duty power and cooling equipment. Then you have the white space. That's where the magic happens, where the valuable IT servers and computer racks actually live. Now, in the old days, these two areas were pretty separate. But AI has changed the game. The servers are now packed so tightly together, and they get incredibly, incredibly hot. So Vertiv's CEO uses this perfect analogy. He calls his company the connective tissue. They're the ones who can seamlessly integrate the gray space with the white space, making the whole thing work as one cohesive, super high-performance machine. Of course, this kind of explosive growth is never a perfectly straight line up. It just isn't. And like any company that's trying to scale this fast, Vertiv is hitting some bumps in the road. The company is pretty open about them. They call them temporary growing pains. They're juggling a really complex tariff situation, they've got higher costs as they shift their supply chain around, and frankly, they're dealing with the operational headaches that just come with trying to grow this fast. But they are confident they'll have these issues sorted out by the end of the year. So they know the opportunity is massive, and they know the challenges. What's the game plan? Let's look at how Vertiv is investing not just to meet today's demand, but to actually shape the future of what an AI data center even is.
Their plan to handle all this demand is actually really simple and smart. It's a two-pronged attack. First, they're building more. They're investing in new factories and service centers, getting ahead of the curve. And second, they're building smarter. They're using their own internal systems to squeeze more productivity and more capacity out of the buildings they already have.
And this is fascinating. They're not just sitting back and taking orders. No way. They are right there on the absolute cutting edge. They're working side by side with the AI cloud company CoreWeave and the chip giant NVIDIA to roll out the brand new GB300 system. Their goal, in their own words, is to stay one GPU generation ahead. For their customers, that is everything.
And if you want to see how far ahead they're thinking, look at this. They're tackling the single biggest problem for the future of AI: power. Vertiv is partnering with Oklo, an advanced nuclear technology company, to figure out how to power the next generation of incredibly energy-hungry data centers. They are placing themselves right at the center of solving the industry's biggest challenge.
So, it all leaves us with this one big question. We spend all our time thinking about the digital future that AI factories are building for us. But what this journey shows is that maybe we should be asking, who is building the physical factories for AI? It's a powerful reminder that every digital revolution is built on a very real and very powerful physical foundation. Thanks for tuning in.